Coming to work? Coming in. Let's go. Good boy. Hi, and welcome to another video. This one's going to be an on-site Q&A. So I guess the first thing we got to do is get to site. You ready to go work? Yeah? Hold that then. And welcome to site. We are at site. The last people have just left and just locked up. Now, as you'll know through kind of my sites and kind of patrol question in my video, is you'll know that you have to do your initial patrol. So this is my initial patrol. I know I've just locked this, but we'll just give it another test. And with regards to chains and locks, I was told a good tip is that even if you can see that the lock is still secure and the chain still seems to be good, always give it a test. Now, I was told of a little trick that some people do, is that they'll cut a little bit of a link out of a chain just to see if you're checking it or not, and if they're not checking it, then they'll probably give it a proper cut and get in. If they see that you've found the cut in the chain and you've replaced the chain, then the likelihood is that they won't try and get in, because they'll see that you're quite observant. I think that's the word, observant. So that's a nice little thing. Even if you see that the chain and the lock is secure, always give it a rattle, always give it a check. Remember, with these initial or first patrols, what you're doing is you're looking to see if anything's changed from your shift before. So obviously I was here until this morning, last night, and what I'm just doing now is I'm just making sure that nothing has changed since then. Obviously through the day they could have deliveries, they could have stuff taken away, and obviously if you notice when you first get here, you can ask the last person on site. It's quite handy for me here that I spend about half hour with the site manager here before he leaves, so I can ask him questions if something's missing from when I was last here, just in case they've left it somewhere else or whether it's been collected. Then I know myself whether I need to keep an eye out for it, or if it's somewhere else I need to make sure that, if I can, I'll try and keep my eye on it. And the next quick thing I'll do is that I'll get the dog out. Obviously he's been in the car, so he'll probably need to go to the toilet. What I'll do is I'll get him out, and I don't know if you saw just when I was over there was a few people just walking past. Now, there was quite an elderly couple just on a walk, but obviously they're around. So what I would do is I would kind of announce to anyone within probably a 2-mile radius that the dog is here and I am here, and it just triggers something in someone's mind. And if they're maybe sitting in the bushes just watching to see what you're doing, it just gives them an idea and just reminds them of who is actually on site. As I said to you in my last video, the one I put out midweek, just to say that I was going to do this, and to comment below with your questions, and also I was going to put it out on my Instagram. So the first question I got through Instagram, and it said, is there much work for you as a dog handler such as site? Now, I think Instagram cut most of that question off, so I spoke to them, and basically what they're saying is there much work for me as a dog handler in regards to sites? So is there a lot of work going on? And the answer to that is yes. So I've only really been doing this since January. I had sort of my starter site, and then I've got this site that's going to be for, I believe, about 2 or 3 years, and then there's 2 construction sites that are going up around my area where they're going to be building houses, and that's going to be like a 4-year project. So ever since I've kind of started in January, we've obviously got this site, and then I've got the 2 other sites. So it's likely that I'm going to have the same or one of 3 sites for about 3 or 4 years. So, and obviously once they finish there, then the same with all housing developments, they move somewhere else and then you kind of just move around with them. So the answer to that is yes, and if you get in with a good company, they can just give you that site and say, right, that's your site for 3 or 4 years, go knock yourself out. Solid Mal came in with 2 questions. I think I'll answer them both at the same time. So the first one, if I wanted my own dog instead of a green dog given to me by a company, how would I be able to show a security company that my dog is capable of doing the work? Would they put my dog through a temperament test similar to a police selection process or green dogs or police canine prospects? And it also asks, did you become a canine patrol guard through a company or did you come through a private contractor with your own dog? So I came through privately with my own dog. I spoke to the company that I work for now, Prestige, and I asked them who they use as a trainer, and then I went to them, and then once I qualified as a security dog handler, I then went to them and started working for them. So me and the dog qualified in December, and I started working for Prestige in January. In terms of using your own dog rather than one that the company gives you, so I don't know it 100%, but from what I understand is that basically you sign up with a company, they put you through the training, they give you the dog, and you kind of qualify together. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to use your own dog, and I would say that personally for me, if a company turned around to me and said you've got to use our dog or you're not going to be able to work for us, I would go and look elsewhere, to be honest, because if you kind of start this working relationship with them saying you're going to do as we say whether you like it or not, that doesn't fit in with me. So I would say if you want to explore the option and see if they will do it, then I would say do that. But if the company is saying that it's going to be our way or the highway, personally for me, I would just say the highway. And if you get a dog like mine, so mine was pet and I tried to bring it into protection, and I went to the trainer and the trainer said to me that the dog didn't have anything going for him at the start, but he would give me the opportunity to try and prove him wrong, or the opportunity to try and bring the dog on. So I think that if you turn up and they say straight away, no, your dog's not going to be is going to be able to do the job, and they don't give you the chance to try and bring him on, then I would say maybe go and look elsewhere as well. And you have to remember that if this company wants you to use their dog, there's a good chance that they'll say, yeah, bring your dog down, and then they'll just scrap it straight away because they don't actually want you to use your dog. They want to give you the opportunity to use their dog, but actually in the back of their minds they're thinking, well, if we can get him to pay £1,000 for the dog, then it'll be better than him using his own dog. So for me, I would say ask them, and if they say that you can't, then maybe look for another company. And if they do, and the trainer doesn't give you the chance to bring the dog on if he doesn't think it's good enough, then maybe I'll look elsewhere as well. But this is just me personally. And on this site I've been pretty lucky. They've got some welfare units. Last night the generator packed up after a couple of hours, and then tonight they switched it off, so I don't have any electricity, so fridge, microwave and kettle don't work. Not that I drink tea. I have thought about bringing some meals that I can heat up, but after the last couple of nights, obviously I can't rely on that, because there's a good chance they'll turn the power off and then I've got no food. So kettle don't work, microwave doesn't work, fridge doesn't work. But the reason that I still use it is from sitting here I can see the entrance to site a bit better. Also, it's just a little bit more comfortable. I've got a bit more room rather than sitting cramped up in the car. They told me I can use it, and like I say, through sort of January, February, March and April, it's actually been pretty good. Actually, no, I've only really been here a couple of months. It's been quite good because it's been quite warm with the heaters in here. So now the good weather's coming, I don't really mind them turning it off too much. So just remember that although they have welfare units, they don't actually have to keep it running for you. There are some toilets that I can use got 4 toilets, so in theory I've got 4 flushes, one on each toilet because it doesn't refill, but at least there's a toilet to use if I need to as well. So yeah, the reason I use it is just for a bit of comfort and to try and keep out the cold a little bit. The dog's fine where he is, he's nice and warm, so yeah, this is going to be me for the next 14 hours. And for lunch or dinner, we've got 1 bag of crisps, some hula hoops, another bag of crisps, lovely. We've got a Capri Sun, we've got 2 Cokes, we have Jaffa Cakes, crunchy cheese string, I ain't had one of them in a while, pepperami, a few sweets, an orange, a couple of pain au chocolats, a Baby Bell, and then in here, I feel like she's spoiling me. In here we've got a wrap and 3 sausage rolls. What we got in our wrap today? Oh, I don't know what is in there. Oh, that's barbecued chicken. Nice. So next question is from Aaron Smith, and he said, when will you get another dog and what breed will it be? Would you get a working line breed? Would you work it with your current dog at the moment? So I will get another dog when my dog turns roughly 6 or 7, so I'm talking 4 or 5 years, and I'll probably get a German Shepherd again, a working line breed. I wouldn't go down the pet route again. Not that it's anything bad with it, but obviously it's just a little bit much harder work than it really needed to be. So I will go down the working line breed, working line route. I'll probably get a German Shepherd again, although I think when I get a bit more experience I wouldn't mind one time having a Malinois, but I just think they're a little bit too high intensity, a little bit too over the top for me in terms of the way I live my life and obviously family life, etc. People have said to me that you need to have pretty strict rules with them and get them very well trained. So one day I would like to do that, but I think I need to become a bit more experienced as a handler, and possibly have a different kind of setup at home, kind of home life as well. So yeah, I'd say 4 or 5 years time, get another German Shepherd, work it alongside mine. So obviously you've got to train the dog up, and I think the best way in which to do that is for the new dog to learn off the old dog, so kind of monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. So yeah, I will work them together, and obviously the reason that I'll do it when he's 6 or 7, so by the time he's sort of 8 or 9 and ready to slow down and retire, that dog just steps straight in and I don't have any breaks between dogs and obviously not being able to work. So next questions I'll do together. So they're from Instagram. They said, do you think 2 dogs together work better than one on his own? And do you think training 2 dogs together will be different to training to 1? So obviously I don't have experience in working 2 dogs at the same time. I think that having 2 dogs would be a challenge. I think trying to keep them both happy, so making sure they both get out and do enough exercise, etc. But I think it'll be good because they'll kind of bring each other along and they'll kind of get each other going, so that if you do have an incident, they kind of rile each other up. Obviously if I have an incident here, I've got to rile the dog up. I think having 2 dogs and working them together, they'll get each other going, so that when you get them out, if you need them to protect you, when you get them out, they're already like at a 10, rather than the dog getting out at like a 5 or a 6 and me trying to get him up to say maybe an 8 or a 9. So I think working 2 dogs will be different to working to 1, just the fact that they'll wind each other up, a bit like having 2 kids. Having 2 kids, one winds the other one up. And a little bit like my last question, training 2 dogs will be different to training 1. So again, obviously you need to be able to split your time, so you make sure each dog gets the right amount of training. Obviously when I get my next dog, I'll have to put a lot more training in, hopefully more training into the new one compared to my current dog now, because my current dog should be quite experienced by then. But like I say, monkey see, monkey do. So what I'll probably do is try and get the other dog just to sit there and watch me train with my current dog, so he kind of sees what's going on. I think that's maybe what brought my dog on quite a bit, is that I was going to training so much, and even when the other dogs were training, I would sit my dog on the side and we'd just watch through the fence, and he would see what's going on. And these dogs are smart, so he was obviously seeing what was going on and thinking, oh, that's what I need to do. And then when we went in, he's like, right, it's my turn now. So getting the next dog and making them watch training with me with the other dog, I think we'll be able to bring them on. And like I say, it would be different to training one, but I think having two dogs will be better in terms of training.